Plein air painting means painting outdoors. This video is going to show you how to do a modern version of that using digital media. I'm using an iPad here with Adobe Fresco, but you can use any tablet or program that you like. The main thing that makes it plein air is just being outdoors in the open air and having direct contact with what you're drawing or painting. It's smarter to be in a comfortable place, maybe where you can sit down, but I really wanted to draw this particular view. Love the perspective lines here. This is a screen recording of what I made while I was there. I've sped it up so that it'll be many times faster than the actual drawing was. And I'm going to narrate over this to explain what I was doing at several points along the way. And then at some other points, I'll probably just let some music play in the background as the drawing continues. So the first thing you might ask is it necessary to start with a drawing? Like, let's say that you're drawing on a piece of watercolor paper. Could you just start with a watercolor instead of sketching it out with a pencil first? And you totally could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you feel confident and you want to go right to the watercolor or the gouache, those are the two media that I usually use when I'm using a physical media, not a digital media, for plein air painting. But I found that I just like drawing it out better first. So this is actually the same process that I go through whether I'm using gouache, watercolor, or in this case, digital media. I just like to kind of sketch it out, just get a sense of, just look at this image. Look at just inside that square in the center of well, this is a photo of it. But look how much complexity is there. The way that the sidewalk trails off towards the vanishing point, and then it sort of sections into a smaller part. All these pillars running along the side, and then this diagonal wedge of the background in the distance, the tree overlapping. There's like quite a lot to capture just within that little part. This is an earlier version I did, and I was jumping right to the color, and I sort of skipped the drawing. And you can see how that center portion where the vanishing point is, it's not really very accurate. And I noticed that, so I wanted to make a version that was a little more accurate, and that's why I'm taking the time to draw it out first. Again, if you feel like you're careful and accurate, and you just like to jump right to the color, to the paint, or in this case the digital color, go right ahead. There's no right or wrong way to do it. This is just a way that I've found makes me happy, because it depends on what you're going for. Sometimes you just want a really blocky, loose sort of landscape, but sometimes you are interested in the details and in getting them right. And in this case, I felt like I wanted to get them right, and because it was the details that actually attracted me to this certain view. And so yeah, it just felt better to actually slow down and make a careful drawing of it first. No matter what you do, you're always, whether you go right to the paint or draw it first, you're always measuring out this rectangle that you're drawing on. Every drawing surface is usually some sort of rectangle, and you're trying to figure out how to place whatever section of your field of vision you've selected is gonna fit on there, and how it's gonna fit on. So you're blocking out large areas, either in black and white like this, or with color.
Vorria sapere perché si mi vedite, facite sempre la faccia amareggiata, ma voi quanto è più brutta vi facite, più bella all'occhio miei vi presentate. Io mo non saccio si ve n'accorgite, ma costi modo e brigida, tazze caffè parite, sotto tenito zucchero e in coppa marasita, ma è tanta che già votà, e tanta che già girata, con dolce sotto la tazza fino a mo' che m'ha d'arrivare. Più tempo passa, più va raffreddata, me ci riscalda caffè squisito, o belle casi pure veggelate, si ta delizia do caffè granita, facendo concorrenza limonata. Ma questi modo i bricci da tazze caffè parite, sotto tenito zucchero e in coppa marasite, ma è tante che già votà, e tante che già girà, con dolce sotto la tazza fino a mo' che m'ha d'arrivà. Voi siete la mamma del ripassatore e io bellezza mia figlia cartare. Se voi vi divertite a cagnacore, io faccio carte per senza denaro. Bella pariglia fosse ma f'amore.
Okay, let's see. Does this look close enough? I guess. Maybe I can start my color now. I'll start off just by blocking in the dark sort of values, try to get a sense of the light and shade. And so, as you can see, I'm just using gray still, just a little bit. What would be in watercolor sort of a light wash of gray. At this point, I just want to get a sense of what's lighter and darker, relatively speaking, before I start to overlay the colors. This doesn't work quite as well with watercolor or gouache because with the digital media, I can adjust the transparencies later and let more of the color through. So when you are doing this same sort of thing with watercolor, you just got to be a little careful that the shade of gray or brown, whatever it is you're using to establish your dark, that's going to mix well with the subsequent layers of color.
Porte casune con un stemma a rete, una cuppolella che vi si era alzata, passa scampanianna pattuleta, con mano a papà te fa guardare. Tu fa l'americano, americano, americano, senti a me chi t'ho fa. Tu vuoi vivere alla moda, ma se bevi whisky e soda, poi ti senti disturbato. Tu abballo rock and roll, tu gioca a baseball, fai sorte per camella, chi te li dà la borsetta di mamma, tu fa l'americano, americano, americano, ma se nati in Italia, senta a me non c'è sta niente a fa, ok napolitan, tu fa l'american, tu fa l'american, tu fa l'american, tu fa l'american. Fa l'americano, americano, americano, ma se nati in Italia, senta a me non c'è sta niente a fa, ok napolitan, tu fa l'american, tu fa l'american, whisky e soda e rock and roll, whisky e soda e rock and roll, whisky e soda e rock and roll, tu fa l'american, tu fa l'american, whisky e soda e rock and roll, whisky e soda e rock and roll, whisky e soda e rock and roll.
Around this point, I started to realize that the temperature of the light was much warmer, a more yellow light. And I wanted to capture that warm yellow light. So I decided to start making it a bit warmer in those light sections. Of course, the best way to emphasize light is to also emphasize some strong darks, because it's all about contrast.